Creating a website with Google Sites. In this first episode, I'm going to show you how to start a Google site, how to change the header at the top, how to use layouts, how to add your own custom text and images, and how to add links to other sites. Hi everyone, and I'm going to be walking you through today on how to build out a Google site. So to get started, if you've never created one yet, you can go from your Google Drive up to New, and then go down to More, and then choose Google Sites. So that'll take you to creating a brand new one. If you've already started one, or another way to go about it is if you go to Google Apps, and then you choose the site icon. It will take you to this screen here where this is for the older version. We want the new Google Sites, and which will look like this here. So as this is coming up, so this is the new Google Sites here. So you can see I have several of them here. But if you're wanting to continue one, then you just kind of select that one, double click on it. Otherwise, if you're starting a brand new one, then you can go down to the little plus icon at the bottom to create a new site, which I'll do here. I'll click on that. And this will take us to our brand new site, the kind of the blank template that we will be working from. Okay, now that we have our new site created, the first thing you want to do is title your site. So I'm going to call this Demo Sites. Looking up there. Notice once I do that, it automatically brings that title down here. But if I want to go and click on that or change it a little bit, because this is what the public is going to see when they view your site, you can go ahead and do that. You can even go in and add a little logo. You can upload one. You can make some changes right there to that. So the first page is typically your home page here. So this is kind of like the title of the main site. So if you think this is the overall, this is kind of like the title of the particular page you're on. So I can call this like home page or home, or if if it's your teacher site, you could just say, welcome to Mr. Alcala's site, do something like that. And title that. If I want to change this background image, I can do that by, so if I don't see it, I can click inside the box and then I can go to change image. If I have something on my desktop, I can upload it. Otherwise, I can go to select image. They come with a gallery of choices here you can kind of choose from, or you can bring it in by URL. I can search. So let's say I want something, I don't know, emoji here. I can find something. Let's say I like this guy. I can select that, and it'll bring that in as the background. It does a nice little adjustment to either darken or lighten it depending upon the image and stuff to make it stand out a little bit more. So the other things you can do with your header are you can click here and you can change it from like a small banner to a little bit larger one, so you can kind of see what that looks like, to a big cover one, which pretty much is takes up a good chunk of the page. So or you can even just go just to title only. So just depending upon what you need to do, for the most part, just a regular banner will probably suffice for most of the things that you need to do. Okay, so we got the header all set. So now we can start adding some content to our page. So over here on the right hand side, we could start with these layouts. So when I click a layout, what that's going to do is automatically drop in a place to add a picture, a little heading, and then a little area to type text in. Now, I will say if you accidentally make a mistake, it's really important to know up at the top there is an undo button right here. Or if I want to delete this whole of like pictures and image over to the left side here, I can delete it by doing so like that. Click undo to undelete that. If you get something that you're going to kind of use over and over again, there's a duplicate section there. So you can see now I have two of those sections. And then if you delete that one, I can add another layout in here this way, depending upon what you're trying to accomplish or trying to show off on here, whether it needs further explanation or side by side or just smaller things. You can kind of see you have your choice of layouts here. And if I come over here to the left side where these dots are, I can click and drag and move it and rearrange it so that way now this one's on top and that one's on the bottom. Do note the difference on the little cursor as you move it around. When you get the 4 arrowheads like this, that will always mean move an object if I was to click. And then when you get the little I bar, that means you're at a place to type in text and stuff in that way. And then a plus means like a link, a little hotspot you can click on. So I can add text and stuff that way. So for example, I'll just delete that one, come back here. I can click the little plus. And then I can upload it, or I can select an image. So here, let's do a Google image search. So maybe here I wanna, I don't know, let's do a computer. Let's see. I could just add, yes, let's add this very old computer. That'll work. Insert. See, the image goes there. I can click image, so little bit about me, and you could type some info that way. So you can use the layouts, or up at the top here we have our text box and images. So if I was just to click a text box here, that's just going to drop down a normal text box I can type in if I want to. So I can click where it says normal text and I can change. Basically, it's kind of like the size adjustment. So there's kind of like really 5 pre-built sizes to text depending on what you want it to accomplish. It kind of gives you an idea of what the sizes are by what it's showing you right here. So obviously a title one will be much bigger text. So you can see that's a little bigger compared to if I then bring it down to heading, a little bit smaller and so forth. And then you have your bold, italicized. Now, if you do like normal text, you will get the option to do bulleted or numbered lists, which you won't in other types of text. So it's important to note that. And then if I click images, this is where I can drop an image. So I could either upload one from my desktop, or I can click select and do the same thing. I could do a search. I don't know, let's do flower. This first one, click insert. Let's try it again. Image, select, image search, flower. Do a different one just in case. Click insert. And there's a flower there. And before I can rearrange these, now let's say I wanted this text box next to here, then I just kind of come here to the border of the text box like that. I click and hold, and then I could drag it to the side like that. Now these two are right next to each other, and again I can rearrange these whichever place I want to. Then you can kind of click and drag things out like down below. So when you're dragging things around, that little blue bar kind of shows where it's going to go, whether it's in between two things are right next to things or underneath something. So as you add text boxes and pictures, um, note where that blue line is because that's kind of showing you where it's going to be dropping it. Okay, so the next part is getting some links because you can just have information just kind of displayed here, but if you want to start things a little more interactive and have some links to like other sites and stuff, then you could do that. So let's come back to our little flower and little text here. So maybe instead of just saying text, I want this to go to, oh, let's just try flowers.com, right? So I type it in now, even though I type in the website there, it's not a link to click on. So what I have to do is highlight that text, then come click on the little chain link icon here with this insert link. It's confirming that's the text I want to use. And so down here, I can type in flowers.com and I click apply. Now you can see it's underlined, which means that now that is a clickable link. So if I come over here and now to the picture, I can make this clickable too by clicking on it and then click on the insert link. And I could just type in again, flowers.com, www.flowers.com, I guess. Here, I click apply. Now that's clickable. So that's the way you could do both text and images to make them clickable. Now, if you want to see what your website is looking like, up at the top, there's a little like computer phone little icon. This is preview. If I click on that, then I get to see what my site is looking at. And I can see that these are clickable. And so if I was to click on that, it's going to take me to Little Flowers website. I'll hold off on letting that come up. And then to get back to your editor, you just click on the little X. Oh, before you do that, though, you can kind of see what your website's going to look like on a phone, on a tablet, and then, of course, on the computer screen here. Again, to get back to the editor, you just click on the X to exit preview, and that is our first little intro to Google Sites.